Hello, everybody. It is Gannon and Dylan.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Dylan. How are you doing today, dude?
I'm doing great.
I am doing absolutely fantastic. Chapters just keep getting better and better. They're getting too good to the point where it's going to be difficult to fucking rate them. So yeah, there's that. Quickly just going to, before, as we're getting everything started, I'm going to quickly paste the stream. Do that. Dylan, why don't you, while I do that, just tell everybody, quickly, summarize, how did you feel about this chapter?
Oh, I love this chapter. This chapter also really indicated a certain thing that a lot of characters may end up getting, besides our boy Luffy and our other boy Zoro, that thing being Conqueror's Hockey.
So
right?
we can get into that, definitely, but we cannot talk about the one bloke getting it. That we're saving for another video.
Not yet. No.
We're
I'm
definitely
just saying,
saving that for another video.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of people in this arc showing to have Conqueror's Hockey.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a trend.
Bro, so at this point, Wano's just like the place you want to go if you want to see like a bunch of Conqueror's Hockey users in a bunch of mythical zones in one room. Like literally up until this point, the rarest shit. Here we go, let me go. Oh my goodness. The chat looks so bad. Let me try to fix that real quick. It might have to image. Yeah, there we go. Hello, Luca Puka, how are you doing? Let me just fix this real quick. This is ass. Sorry. I'm like using regular Streamlabs because I was in a slight rush to stream. Next time I'll actually have like Streamlabs OBS up and it'll actually look nice. But yeah, today we're going to be reviewing the chapter. Me and Dylan are just going to be getting right into it. This chapter is 1024, titled Nobody Important.
Nobody important.
Yeah, but as you'll see, the person who they claim to be not important is not important, but at the same time, he is so important. He is so important.
Nobody important at all.
We start
complete nobody.
Oh, just complete nobody. Just a disgraced samurai. Nobody. Dude, I fucking sped home. I was an absolute demon on the road. Like, on my way home, Dylan, rushing over here to actually go and do this podcast. I was flying. I was going like 90 to 100 miles per hour. I was swerving in between these lemmings on the road. It was like a movie. I felt like I was in Fast and Furious. That is how passionate I was, how much of a hurry I was to come and review this chapter, Dylan. So with all that being said, enough rambling. We're not here for rambling. We're here to review this goddamn chapter. Second floor. One Piece. Chapter 1024. Nobody important. Hey! What's wrong with you guys? Is this Conqueror's Hockey? Thud. Thud. A very ominous, strong-looking figure coming and approaching.
Who could this be?
Who is this? Who is this guy?
The stoic chat.
Is this Shanks? Is this Roger himself? No! They can't help it. It's natural for men with weak resolve to crumble before me. After all, I took down 2 of the Flying Six. They call me Usohachi, the Beast Hunter. Dun dun dun. And honestly, Dylan, it is kind of cool now that we're in the late game of One Piece that it's not only the Straw Hats, but admittedly just like the nobody side characters around them as well, that kind of understand the way the power system works. If you remember, like, pre-time skip, everybody acted like they were completely retarded and didn't know what was going on. Anytime something...
Nobody knew what hockey was.
Anytime something new was introduced, it was introduced through the scope of not only the Straw Hats, but the viewer. So if the Straw Hats didn't know about it, then, like, the world doesn't know about it. But the moment that we get the time skip, and then they go off and they go do their training, then it's like, okay, we all know about it. And, yeah, everybody knows about it now. Even Tama, you'll see here in a second, shows an understanding of Conqueror's Hockey, even though she's a child, which is funny. Usopp, being the cap artist that he usually is, claiming to have beaten 2 of the Tobiropo, which, if we're going to be honest, dude, like, Usopp is not beating page 1 at all. Like, the weakest of the Toby
No.
Roppo.
No.
Page 1, by the way, is the weakest Toby Roppo by far, especially just because he's like a bitch boy, and then not only that, the bounties were revealed, and I know that bounties aren't totally indicative of strength, but to a degree they are, and there's got to be a reason why Page 1 has the lowest bounty, and also the reason why he just constantly gets shit on. What? 2 of them? Surrender now, and I'll permit you to join our cause. This must be happening because Big Mom is fighting on this floor. They're being knocked out by mere echoes of her Conqueror's Haki. Hey.
I thought this was so sick.
I thought this was so sick for multiple reasons.
Like, literally, just Big Mom just fighting just causes people to, like, just across an entire humongous, like, floor are just getting knocked out because of it. Just because of her fighting.
These people are demons. They're monsters. They're not regular. Like, Shanks, you know he's a Giga Chad when that's happening, like, 24/7. Like, bro, he's always low-key willing to just emit Haki from him because he's got such an impressive spirit, Whitebeard says. Shanks has got to be the #1 Haki user alive right now, I think. Like, he's got to be literally a parallel to Prime Rayleigh. If not stronger. That's what Shanks has got to be. And you've already, you know, Dylan, you know my feelings about Shanks. I low-key thought that he adopted his fighting style in the way he fights now because he looked up to Rayleigh, most of all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just insane. Big Mom is going sicko mode on Eustace Kid right now. It's just a matter of time because, you know, Yamato gets a crazy cracked reveal. In her a moment of passion, she basically reveals that she's able to use the Advanced Conqueror's Haki ability. And this kind of nullifies this video that I made recently, Dylan, where I spoke about Yamato being a 2nd commander level, but not really. I would really like to believe that she just unlocked this shit in her very passionate fight moment with Kaido, and that this is a sudden power-up. Prior to this...
So, quick question, what leads you to believe it's Advanced Conqueror's Haki? Because if there's one thing that leads you to believe it, I have something to say that would counter... you know, what you would believe.
Okay, well...
Is it the lightning? Is it the lightning?
Well, no, 2 reasons, Dylan. It's just that in the fucking previous flashback, it was revealed that she had Conqueror's Haki, so, like, why...
Yes, normal Conquerors.
Yes, and they did a Thunder Bago attack where they're not touching, so it's, like, actually Conquerors advanced, right?
Okay, I think you're looking at that panel the wrong way. In that panel, what it's showing is Kaido coming towards, like, the viewer, you could say, and Yamato going away. Like, they went past each other. You can see that Yamato's back is facing us while Kaido's face is facing us.
So what are you trying to say? Like, you think they met already?
Like, kind of like a, you know... Yeah, like, you know, when, like, the 2 swordsmen, they go at each other, and then they go by each other, and then one, like... that type of thing.
Yeah, no, Dylan, I think I am willing to bet, like, half the money in my wallet that they're using Advanced Conquerors right now. Like, they're not touching. They both use the Thunder Bago. It's a clash of Black Lightning. It looks very... Well, actually, is it... Because, like, that's the shit that literally happens when Luffy was fighting Kaido earlier.
I was gonna say, listen... With Yamato, when she's, like, rearing back her glove, you do see the Black Lightning, which is literally exactly what Luffy was using, right? Which is what leads me to believe that there is a chance this could be Advanced Conqueror's Haki, but at the same time, like, the Black Lightning isn't exclusive to Advanced Conqueror's Haki. Like, you see it happen in the Katakuri Luffy fight. You see it happen other times in the series. Like, with Doflamingo and Luffy's clash, you see it. Like, it's just kind of like an effect of, like, a Haki clash. Doesn't necessarily have to be an Advanced Conqueror's Haki.
So Dylan, I almost don't believe what I'm hearing from you, bro. So you don't think that Yamato unlocked Advanced Conqueror's Haki in this chapter?
I think if she did, it would be a lot more apparent and, like, literally kind of said.
I feel like this is really apparent to me. Like, this looks very similar to what Luffy was doing earlier.
Yeah, no, and that's what leads
Kaido.
me. That's what leads me to believe it could be. But
Dylan, I am kind of.
I just feel like if she really did unlock it just now, it wouldn't just get drawn and not have a single thing said about it, considering it's one of the biggest, like, upgrades we've gotten in the series
Well,
like, recently at least.
Well, Dylan, if you noticed, anytime prior to this, Yamato's getting shit on, and then the moment she does this is the moment Kaido decides to grit his teeth. Like, dude, she is clearly using Advanced Conquerors. Like, she just unlocked it, bro. Like, she's clearly using it, Dylan.
Like I said, I'm not 100% convinced.
They literally just showed a flashback where it was revealed that she had Conquerors. So there's only two things that you can do with Conquerors.
Yeah.
And we just started to read the chapter. So Static, we're going to read the rest of it. We're just kind of debating at the end right now because Dylan doesn't actually think that Yamato got
I
fucking
didn't say
advanced.
I don't think. I'm not saying I don't think. I'm just not convinced.
Yeah.
100% it is.
Yeah, I guess I'm just a little bit confused as to why you aren't convinced. Like, why would they do this whole fucking scene with Yamato flashback where she put the guards out? Because there's only two things you could do with Conquerors. You could either just exude it normally and make weaklings die, or just pass out, or you can use it in the advanced format. There's only two things you could do with it. There's no in-between. So why...
And the only thing that leads me to believe she isn't is because it's not being explicitly, like... Stated? Except for the whole Black Lightning thing, but like I said, that can occur in situations.
That can occur in other situations as well. Like that literally occurred just in simple hockey clashes between Doflamingo and Luffy. And obviously they weren't. It's a clear difference, right? And then there was also probably like black hockey. Here's the thing: I'll actually take away the thing and like show a little bit of that just for a second so Shueisha doesn't like actually kill me. But no, Dylan, I'm so convinced that she did it. I'm so convinced, bro.
And another thing as well, hold on, it also appears that this exact effect was being shown when she used Thunder Bagua the first time against Ulti. It could also just be like a impact mark
high level hockey attacks do that all the time.
And that's what
I'm just saying, bro. What else would make Kaido look this concerned? Nothing.
I don't think he really even looks concerned. I think he's just trying to hit her really hard.
Bro, no, he at the end of the chapter he's like they're both gritting teeth at each other because this is the first attack that Yamato's landed where she's actually like we can't talk about this anymore, do we? We gotta read the fucking chapter, but, like, Dylan,
okay.
I am willing to bet the money in my wallet that she's using it, bro. Like, all the community is convinced. What else would that last... Like, bro, think of all the chapter endings that we've got in the last 10 chapters. You really think Oda is going to end off this chapter with Yamato simply just doing a strong attack? Like, that makes no sense, Dylan. She's clearly using the Conqueror's Haki, bro. Like, that doesn't even make any sense to me.
I'm not saying I don't think they are. I'm just saying I'm not 100% convinced in saying I'm going to put all my money on it like you are saying.
Okay. By the way, did you see the action figure with Yamato alongside the Straw Hats? Yamato...
Yeah, I did see that.
Is it like a posable action figure? Or is this like a resin statue?
It's not an action figure, it's like a... It's like a... What is it?
Dylan, can you find it? I can't find it. Can you find it for me while I read the chapter?
I can find it. Give me a second.
I want to see what Stack's talking about. But, yeah, no, I'm going to continue with the chapter right here, because this is some juicy stuff. Let me scroll up. We return to Frankie at the right brain tower. He says, "No idea. Last update I got was what Momonosuke said earlier. I bet Momono's with Shinobu-chan, but I can't get a hold of her either."
Here. It's this right here is what he's talking about. I'm assuming, because this is the only thing I've seen today about it, but it's basically just announcing, I think, figures that are going to be made, and these are, like, who it's going to be of, and Yamato's alongside the Straw Hats. And so it's heavily implying that Yamato is part of the crew.
Okay. Here, I will...
I think this is what he's talking about. This is the only thing I've seen.
This is what Dylan is showing me right now. I don't know if this is exactly what you mean, Static. But if you do mean something else, like, put it in the chat. like something I could search up so that I could actually find it. So this is like them announcing like a line of figures for One Piece or something?
I think so.
Alright, but yeah, dude, Yamato is a Straw Hat. I don't care if she has Conqueror's Haki. I don't care if she's like Yonko level. Like, bro, that just means we have a Yonko level character on the Straw Hats, bro. Like, I don't care how strong Yamato gets. I don't care what she does. There's no other place to go at this point than with the Straw Hats. That's what I'm definitely going to say here, right here and now. Yamato is a Straw Hat. I refuse to believe Oda designed this character for her not to join the crew. Absolutely ridiculous. It's just gotten to the point where, like, dope crews have mythical fruits on them. Except for Big Mom's. That's why her crew isn't dope. Kaido, though, Blackbeard, and Whitebeard, they all had mythical fruits, and it's about time for Luffy and the boys to get one. Like, come on.
Yeah.
No news is probably good news. How can you say that? If you're done upstairs, meet me down here. I'm not sure what's going on, but a bunch of enemies keep trying to storm the live floor. Run! Nige dayo, Smokey! Don't let them through, says Frankie. Zoro and Sanji are busy taking on the All-Stars. We're in an all-equal alliance, yeah? You can't start giving us orders. Yeah, shut up, bro. The Straw Hats can do whatever they want, bro. Like, at this point, like, Law... Bro, by the time... I am such a Law hater, bro. But, like, dude, by the time Sanji gets done wiping in the floor with Queen, unless Law gets a power-up, Sanji will be beating Law. I'm sorry, guys. It's no longer a discussion of Zoro beating Law. That discussion we could have had at least 5 to, like, 7 years ago. Like, fuck. But, like, if Law gets no power-up, and Sanji, like, fights Queen, and he gets all the shit I think he's gonna get,
actually, no, I agree with you.
He is surpassing Law. Like, bro, Law's crew is so ass compared to the Straw Hats. Fuck your all-equal alliance. Fuck your equal alliance, bro. How are you even saying that, Beppo? How are you even saying that?
We'll have to see how Law does in this Big Mom fight. But if he gets sidelined in favor of Kid popping off, then yeah, I agree. Sanji's
also,
definitely...
I don't think Law actually has Conquerors. Because at this point, dude, it's getting a little bit cheesy.
Simply because of the representation that would lead me to believe he will, but I really don't think he does either.
Because here's the thing, like, listen, I get that a lot of people in the new world are supposed to have Conqueror's Haki, like, this is the land of conquerors. But Law is not a conqueror, he's a little bitch. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Eustace is getting it, but here's the thing. I will say this real quick.
He already has it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, he already has it confirmed. But I'm just saying, like, Eustace has it, Zoro has it. At this point, bro, after seeing Yamato unlock it, I'm gonna make a video within this next week or something. I'm gonna be talking about the possibility of Sanji getting it, because I've never in my fucking life ever was convinced that Sanji might get Conqueror's Haki until I saw this chapter. And if Sanji gets it, then at that point they're handing it out to everybody and Law's getting it too. That's how I feel. Third floor. This looks bad. The flames are out of control. We gotta escape to the live floor. Wah! It actually feels like I'm burning. I guess this technically means I've been cremated. No, wait, this doesn't count. Blah, 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 blah. Go ahead, Dylan. Sorry.
Onigashima is just kind of burning to the ground currently.
Mm-hmm.
Just burning to the ground. By the end of this, it's probably all going to be on fire. And then Luffy and Kaido are just going to be fighting amongst the burning ruins of it all.
Yo, Static, bro. That's what we think, too. I don't want to talk about Sanji and his Conqueror's Haki too much, because I really want to make a fucking video about it. But Dylan sent me the cover of the volume cover, and he explained it to me, and I was like, yeah, Sanji's getting Conqueror's Haki, too. I told Dylan, I was like, fuck. I was like, it wasn't supposed to be a big surprise that Zoro got Conqueror's Haki, honestly. The big surprise is that Sanji is getting it. That's the big surprise that just hasn't happened yet. Absolutely gobsmacked. Baron, Corpse, are you alright? We can't stay in here anymore. I won't let Robin-san get burned. How is the battle going? No clue. It's total chaos out there. Kid Pirates, 4th floor. It's really cool seeing the Kid Pirates, like, actually being a pirate crew that does stuff. Jinbei-san! Jinbei-san! I also love how, like, the fucking like, the entire place is on fire, and here's Kid's, like, 2nd or 3rd crewmate just lighting more shit on fire. Kid is the only supernova who you could argue actually has, like, a crew besides Beige. Mm-hmm. At this point, Hawkins had that one, like, black cat who's kind of cool on his crew, but at this point, Hawkins isn't even, like, a goddamn character at this point. He's just a punching bag. Has the fire gotten that bad? And where's Kaido? Is someone else keeping him busy? I love, by the way, that the Straw Hats wiped the floor with the Tobiropo, and now they're just, like, their job's done. They just have to chill and beat on the Lemmings. They have to beat on the Lemmings while the Top Dogs fight. Top Dog's about to fight Dylan. And this is about to be literally probably one of the best moments of our lives. Like,
I like how earlier on in this, like, when we were talking about this, it's Beppa saying, we're an equal alliance. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. Equal alliance. It's not like the Straw Hat Crew is literally taking down all of their commanders or anything like that.
Dead ass. Like, it's absolutely fucking, like, ridiculous, dude.
Like, I mean, we have Law fighting, like, Big Mom with Kid, I guess, but, like, dude, Tobiropo, All-Stars,
dude, Tobiropo, like, it is kind of embarrassing. Well, it's not really embarrassing. It is embarrassing for the Tobiropo, but it's also just a huge W for the Straw Hats when you consider how brilliantly they mopped the floor with the Tobiropo and how confidently they did it. Mm-hmm. These weren't hot, bro. Aside from the top dogs like Zoro, Luffy, and Sanji, the rest of the crew did not get high-diff fights. They really didn't.
Jinbei had a low-diff fight.
Jinbei had a low-diff fight just because Jinbei's a god. Like, bro, Luffy's crew is so strong. I'm going to make a video also in the future eventually about the Jinbei 1v1ing all of Fishman Island. There gets to a point in One Piece where you just become such a demigod to the point where regular people can't fuck with you. Jinbei admitted in the Fishman Island arc that he could have solved everything himself, and also looking at Jinbei now in a strength level, that's evident. Jinbei could have 1v1'd King Neptune and then 1v5'd Hody and his whole gang of goons and murked them all. Like, if we're gonna be honest here, Jinbei alerted the Straw Hats and he wanted them to come be the saviors of Fishman Island. He admitted this to Luffy. They did not need the Straw Hats there. Jinbei could have taken on all those 100,000 Fishman himself. For fuck's sake. Like, if we're gonna be dead ass, dude, like, Jinbei could have just summoned waves to destroy them. Like, Jinbei is a god. He's so insane, dude. Like, to a point, like, regular people don't matter. Like, Kaido can look at a country full, or not even Kaido. Like, Kaido, Whitebeard, any of these people can just look at a simple country of people, and he's a one-man army that can go in there and destroy them all. They can't even retaliate. So funny.
The natural disaster.
The enemy is pouring out of the castle. Let us through, samurai scum. We own the castle and the live floor. Good joke. I love how they're saying this as Kawamatsu, a literal turtle blender, is heading towards them to end their lives. Force them back! Really awesome panel of Onigashima right there. Also, me and Dylan derived this crazy Onigashima theory that I'm very excited to share with you guys. I'm probably going to do that video with you, Dylan. I don't know if I'm going to... I think I'm going to do the Sanji video alone. And there's another video idea that popped up in my head that I want to do alone. But regarding Onigashima, I'm trying to do that video with you for sure.
Yeah.
Huff. Huff. Splat. There's a little blood splatter on the ground, so you can tell Yamato's kind of getting her ass whooped. Ringing arrow! And also, dude, this ringing arrow attack, if you remember, was the previous advanced Hawker, like, this was what she did against Hacha. This was, like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know.
It was. I think it is.
It looks like it, but also at the same time, in, like, the translation to that attack, it had, like, it also had, like, beat in the name. I'm gonna go to her attack list on the fucking... Yeah, it's called Narakia Bura, literally meaning ringing turnip. So what was this called in here? Ringing Arrow? This is probably just translated differently then, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I think this is the same attack. You said earlier, Dylan, that, like, she... Like, oh, no, Dylan. You said that she did, like, the black hockey attack when she used the Thunder Bago, which is true. Mm-hmm. She doesn't use the black lightning when she uses the ringing turnip. That is what I basically think her projection hockey attack is the ringing turnip. Like, her, like, sending out this huge shockwave of energy from her club, like, not even a sword. That's gotta be projection hockey to me. Also, the wiki kind of confirms this, and this is kind of, like, stipulated. Even bigger reason why I think she definitely used Conquers at the end of this episode. Kaido, always so beautiful seeing this dude in his hybrid form. Like, sweet Jesus, is this man beautiful. Like, he just looks so scary. I would never want to even be within a 20-mile radius of Kaido in his dragon form. That is the scariest shit ever. So, now, in retaliation to Yamato sending a ringing arrow towards Kaido's direction, Kaido then looks at her with a smile, and then just, like, comes back with an even greater, thunderous arrow. Which kind of means that, like, this is probably an attack that Kaido originated. I think that all the attacks that Yamato uses... I feel like
a lot of her moveset probably is.
Honestly, because as people are making me realize... People really want to bang it into my head that one of the reasons that Yamato is so strong is because she's trained with Kaido, has been beaten by Kaido, has taken... Like, you know, Luffy's, like, strong and kind of a hard ass because Garp was there to punch his shit in.
Yeah.
And Garp is Jesus...
Fist of love.
And Garp is Jesus Christ, so obviously that's, like, Jesus Christ, like, blessing you with his fist and giving you that hereditary awesomeness, but Kaido, on the other hand, is ruthless. Like, we learned that he does not care about Yamato's well-being, like, ever. He's really just beating the shit out of her, and Yamato had to take that. I feel like that's got to be worse than what Garp was doing, that playful little punch to Luffy's noggin.
Yeah, because Garp had love in his fist. Kaido just has, like...
Just like...
I just want to hurt you.
Ruthless, like, shaping. He's trying to sculpt his daughter into this person who could take over Wano for him to be the new Shogun General. Because, like, bro... Kaido obviously wants Wano to be a territory that he permanently owns, but he's got to be able to leave and fuck off and do stuff. He can't leave... He cannot leave Wano, because honestly, I wouldn't trust, like, the rest of his underlings to take care of Wano all by themselves. The real thing that's keeping Wano from being taken back is Kaido. He is the key.
For sure, for sure.
So, yeah, they take a thunderous... Oh, and also another thing, people pointed out to me today that she fought Ace with sea stone cuffs on.
And did she?
She did.
Really?
Yeah. This is something that's fucking insane.
I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking about her, like, messing up ulti with the cuffs on. I was thinking about how she had the cuffs on.
I need to confirm this. I need to confirm this. Yamato versus Ace.
No, she definitely did. She 100% did. That makes sense.
Bro, it's insane. Just goes to show you how ass Ace is. He's so ass. He's so ass. Literally losing... Oh my gosh, bro. So we know that, like... Bro, this is actually crazy to think about, because Yamato is actually crazy strong. It took Luffy his whole entire life to get to the prisoner mines to start training with sea stone cuffs. And he only trained with them for, like, a day or 3.
Yamato has been
training in these bitches her whole life, and then...
Against Kaido.
And was able to scrap with Ace. Was able to scrap with Ace in these things. Incredibly impressive. Static says that she apparently had the seasoned sea stone cuffs for 20 years. It was stated in the Viver card in SBS, and then also I know that you shared with me, Dylan, that, like, the cuffs that she is wearing, like, are sea stone cuffs, which is why she hasn't been able to really use her devil fruit without them. Honestly, bro, like, I don't... Here we go. how many times has she probably used her devil fruit in her life, dude? Only when, like, Kaido has permitted her to. Probably not a lot. She probably doesn't have much experience with it. Kaido then uses the thunderous arrow to show her who the Mac Daddy is and makes her ringing arrow just look lame as fuck. So, obviously, Yamato and Kaido are in this competition, one which Yamato is clearly losing. She says, huff, huff, after she gets blasted away. She's like, you're trying to kill me! And then, dude, Dylan found this fucking hilarious. I find this fucking hilarious, too. He's like, yup, that's right.
Yup, that's right, I am.
Dude, that's right. This isn't a family squabble. You should have been prepared for war. Carrying Odin's name is a heavy burden. I'm not playing around, Yamato. What's wrong with admiring him? I was captivated by Odin. Huff, huff. Jessie Fritz says her fruit might be really good, but if she's barely used it, she can't compete. Like, honestly, yeah, this dude, Kaido objectively probably has a better fruit than Yamato, and is able to use it his whole life. Not only has he been able to use it his whole life, he's been able to practice with Conqueror's Haki his whole life. This is a dude who's faster than Future Sight. He's in a completely different league. Yamato, like, she got that, she, like, awoke and she got, like, that power up at the end of this chapter. I very much subscribe to the fact that she unlocked Conqueror's Haki. Also, I will not tolerate any Carrot for Nakama in the chat. Carrot is not in Nakama, and I really hope that she doesn't, bro. Because when you look at the lineup now, Dylan, you see characters like Jinbei, you see characters like Yamato being added to the lineup. We don't need a Mink. We already have Chopper. Carrot's boring. The fact that the Minks have linked up and they're a part of the war probably means that when all this shit is said and done, once they've gotten revenge for Pedro, I honestly think that Carrot is going to return to, she's going to return to Zoe. Probably because, for one thing, Dylan, I think Neko or Inu, one of them is going to die. I honestly think that all the Minks... Yeah, I think it's going to be Inu for sure. For sure. And then not only that, I just think that after the fact of this war, the Minks are going to need to regroup and build their country, and I think Carrot and Wanda are going to want to be there for that. They're going to feel like obligated to join them. I do not think
because Jack did totally just like wreck everything there, and it's like destroyed.
Yeah, no, I really do think that Carrot is not going to become a Nakama. So it says, Kaido-san, the Oni princess has been throwing a non-stop temper tantrum for a week. My name is Odin! Now we get a flashback to, like, 20 years ago when...
The first of many to come.
Yeah, dude.
Has to be.
Yeah, definitely first of many to come, dude. Oh my god, dude. I was telling Dylan this. I've made a video about this. One of my favorite videos I've made on my channel is why Zoro doesn't need more backstory. And I was always the guy who's like, he doesn't need it. Zoro's parents aren't important. I don't think Zoro should have important people in his life. But now that Oda has done it, I am standing it so hard because he literally couldn't have done it in a cooler way. Like, he couldn't have introduced Zoro's father in a cooler, more appropriate way. Zoro's father is appropriately placed. He's not like a god. He's not like cheesy. Like, Zoro isn't the son of Jin freaks. He's not the son of the fourth Hokage. Nothing corny. He's the son of a really cool, honorable samurai that died for Wano. A daimyo. And we get a visual reveal for Zoro's father in this chapter, and it has me geeking.
Oh,
Zoro's dad, a.k.a. Zaddy? Bro. We'll just get into it. Let me out of these chains, Daddy. I'm Odin. Kozuki Odin. My name is... Odin! Yamato, did you do this? And then you could see there's a bunch of lemmings with foam coming out of their mouth, passed out. Obviously, Yamato has just used Conqueror's Haki. I don't know. They just all fell down. I'm going to starve to death. Please feed me. Conqueror's Haki, huh? That's promising. But if you insist on calling yourself Odin, it'd be better if you did die, Yamato.
He just doesn't care.
Doesn't give a fuck, bro. This is like... Dude, Yamato was created as a tool. Literally not... Like, I don't think Kaido cares about her at all, or her well-being. It's been shown many a times that that's just simply not the case. And something that's really crazy to me, dude...
Who is Yamato's mother?
Who is it? That is a question. I already asked that question earlier on.
Who the fuck is Yamato's mother? This is now, like, a huge deal, because, like...
Bro, just seeing the relationship between Yamato and Kaido right now, and also the fact that Zoro got a Zaddy reveal, just, like... You know, we as One Piece fans have from the very beginning, given up really on ever getting to see a Luffy mother reveal, but now I think it's happening. I think we are going to get a panel, not panels, I think we are going to get a panel in One Piece where we are going to see either a silhouette, or we're going to kind of see what Luffy's mother looks like.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps.
And you want to know why I think that is because Luffy's... Zoro's father and his parents... They weren't referenced at all during One Piece. Zoro has never cared about his parents. Nobody has ever gone up to Zoro and be like, "Yo, Zoro, who's your parents?" The Straw Hats
Where's your
never...
mom and dad? How are they doing?
Dude, the Straw Hats never do that to each other. So that's why when Zoro's Zaddy basically says that he's nobody important in this chapter, there's slight meaning to that because fucking Oda intentionally made it that way. Oda does not even want to bat an eye at the idea of Zoro's father or Luffy's mother because, bro, he's gonna pull this shit. He's gonna pull this shit. They're not meant to be important right now. In our headcanon, they were always meant to be important, but in the grand actual scheme of One Piece, like, Oda made a mental note to never ever mention them as to make the reader feel like they might not ever be mentioned. Which, like, is really unique to One Piece. Because, as you know, in anime, it's either you know who your dad is the whole entire time, you're the MC, and you're probably trying to find him or find out his identity, or it's like a moment where your dad just kind of pops up and starts kicking ass, and he's like a character in the show. But in One Piece, it's like, okay, we have this cast of, like, crazy, awesome characters, and, like half of them, their parents are, like a fucking huge mystery. And also, Frankie's an orphan, so we're never gonna know that dude's parents.
No, never.
What? Yamato says, "I'll give you a month to cool off and reconsider things in this cave." Huh? A month? I won't survive that long! And aren't those wild samurai imprisoned here too? Ah! Wait, how can you leave me in a place like this? The same goes for the rest of you. I love young Kaido, by the way. He looks so cool in his, like, biker jeans.
Yes, biker jeans.
I would like to have Wano's great master swordsman serve under me. If you have a change of heart, just shout so your voices carry through the hole in the ceiling. How many days has it been since you've all eaten? I suppose we can leave you something. One portion should be enough. I'm sure you'll be needing these to settle who gets it. Huh? Bro, why is... That's a little bit fried. Kaido gave them the swords. They could honestly fight over the food with their hands. I don't know why he just literally said, "Oh, yeah, you guys are master swordsmen of Wano, but I'm also just giving you weapons to do with as you please."
Well, I mean, if you think about it this way, you know, it's not like, obviously, as we see, they're dead. So, it doesn't really matter in the long run if they try to do anything.
Honestly, yeah, I feel like Kaido probably knew, like, it doesn't matter if you guys get swords or not. Like, if you guys try anything, I'm killing you. Which is exactly...
Literally.
Bro.
What happened?
I'm really confused, though, how Zoro got to... So what happened is that the daimyo Ringo Shimatsuki died in this fight. But probably his brother or somebody in his family lineage, aka the sword maker, was the one who left Wano with Zoro and took him.
I think you forgot the thing I sent you the other day about an SBS that was written a while back.
Please enlighten me.
Here, let me find the picture of it that I screenshotted.
I remember.
Basically,
I remember you sending me that, but like this is what I'm trying to. I remember what it was, right? But this is what I'm asking you, Dylan. Like aside from that, like, am I right or am I wrong? Did the sword maker dude leave Wano and take Zoro with him because his fucking brother or his cousin like died, and he felt responsible for Zoro?
In this SBS right here that I link you might not be able to see it because it's really small. Screenshot from my phone, but basically,
I'm gonna put it up on stream right now so you guys can see it. I'm gonna put it right here. This is about as big as I could get it, but let me just read this out loud, Dylan.
Okay, yeah, you can read it out
In
loud.
Chapter 909, was the Carpenter a boss that appeared in Wano, the same one that was introduced in Volume 7, SBS, Mina Toma-san. Let me see this. Mina Toma-san. Mina Toma-san is a carpenter who was created by Oda-san as a one-piece SBS joke character who explained how the door Higama kicked off its hinges was suddenly back in place as the bandit left the bar, after Higama smashed the bottle of sake over Shanks. Oh. So, this dude...
Continue reading.
Okay.
Just continue reading.
Okay. According to Oda, Minatoma is a carpenter who cannot go past a broken door without repairing it. Since the answer was given, Minatoma has made several appearances in the anime, normally seen...
No, like, read the SBS, read the SBS. Like, continue reading the SBS.
Okay. That introduced... Yes, he is. Back then, he was fixing the broken door to the bar at Fuchsia Village. He was introduced as carpenter Minatoma-san, exclaiming, "Who did this?" And now, he somehow ended up in the New World in the closed border country of Wano. Isn't that weird? That's right. They actually aren't the same person. So... They have the same last name because they're related by blood. The fact of the matter is, a ship from Wano reached the East Blue a few decades ago. One of the descendants of someone on that ship is a person everybody is familiar with. This part might be featured... So, Dylan... Okay, so it says one of the descendants of someone on that ship is a person that everybody's familiar with. So it's not the carpenter dude. So this confirms that basically the Shimatsuki sword maker dude is the one who allowed Zoro to leave Wano, because they said earlier in this fucking arc... Let me just look up Shimatsuki real quick. Shimatsuki, and I need to find out this motherfucker's name so we can actually solve this riddle.
Here's what I think, which is different to what the conclusion you're coming to, is that I think, because it says... one of the descendants of someone on that ship. So it's not someone on that ship is a descendant, it's a descendant of somebody that is on the ship, right? So I think that right before Ushimaru got, like, captured or whatever, I think he sent, like, his wife on this boat out of Wano, and then it ended up in the East Blue, basically. So I think it's Zoro's mom who was on that ship, who then somehow, whatever happened to her...
Okay, Dylan, this is crazy! This is crazy! Dude! Zoro is related to his fucking teacher by blood!
Mm-hmm.
He's related to his teacher by blood! Not only that, dude! He's related to Kuina!
Exactly.
That's so crazy! Like, why am I just fucking putting this all together? Another thing? Okay, so... that means that... Bro, Zoro is related to Yasui and Toko by blood. Toko is like... So what is Yasui?
Oh, dude, you can't tell me you forgot Yasui, dude.
No, but like, what is he like? What is his relationship to the other Shimatsukis? Like, is he their brother?
I think he's just part of the clan. I don't know his relation exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, let's say Yasui is Ushimaru and Kazaboro's like brother or something.
Mm-hmm.
That would make Toro like Zoro's cousin. Right?
Who?
Toko, because Toko is Yasui's daughter.
And there's also, that would actually hold some significance how in the beginning, like when they were in mainland Wano, how like Zoro went and saved Toko.
Dude,
when Yasui was getting executed.
The reason why I am mind fucked right now is because it went from, hey, Zoro had no family to Zoro has a father, and now that Zoro has a direct Shimatsuki lineage, that means it is fucking confirmed that Kuina and his teacher, they're all his family, bro. That's so crazy that Kuina is related to Zoro by blood, and he, like, is not going to realize it until now. Zoro doesn't even know. Zoro doesn't even know about his father's existence. Only us as the viewer knows. This is insanely cool. This is so cool.
No, this is sick.
Bro, like, dude, I'm geeking over this, dude. Zoro went from having no family, he's got a big-ass family. And the people that he's been interacting with in this arc are low-key his family members. That is
it's cool because we see him interacting with them before we even are aware of this.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. He used to be the daimyo of Taiko Mochi, and also Toko was adopted by Yasui. They're not related by blood, so Zoro isn't related to Toko by blood. L. But
I mean, the relation's still there in a way.
Yeah, it is, for sure. Like, the family relationship, because she's definitely a Shimatsuki at this point, but, dude, Zoro is at least related to Yasui. Yeah, Kiroshiro, Yasui was a Shimatsuki. He was the daimyo of Taiko Mochi. I'm reading it right here on the wiki. This shit is crazy, bro, because, honestly, the fact that, like, the Shimatsuki village thing was revealed to be Zoro's hometown and that connection was crazy, but now that it has been revealed that Zoro was a Shimatsuki, he's instantly, like, related to by blood to all these people, and I'm just now having that realization. It's so fucking crazy to me. Alright, I'm gonna put this back up, because I'm going to resume reading the chapter. Let's see here. Father, they're definitely going to resent me for being your child. I'll be killed. But I thought you were Odin. Dude, Kaido's so ruthless, bro. This dude is so ruthless. He's so ruthless. I call myself Odin, but I'm also Kaiden's son, the man who killed Odin. These samurai must hate me for that. Does father expect them to kill each other in a scramble for that bowl of rice? But, they're bound to kill me first! One of the samurai gets up, and he goes for the blade, and he picks it up. Yamato freaking out, like these samurai are about to slay her for being an enemy of their state. And then, puts it down. Please eat. Nani? Samurai, do not get hungry. Huh? Really? By the way, I feel like I would pay money to have this dude be related to Denjiro in some way. He looks like Denjiro. Exactly.
He does.
Denjiro is an orphan, if you remember. He was orphaned, like, way before the events right here. But honestly, wouldn't it be cool if we got an SBS later?
What if he was like a bastard child of one of the daimyos or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, like, maybe the daimyo doesn't even know that Denjiro exists. Like, he went and he fucked a woman, but because he's a samurai with responsibilities, she just went off and had his kid, and then she died, and then Denjiro is an orphan. Maybe it would be really cool if Oda did a similar thing later in an SBS, where, like, yo, Oda-san, that one samurai from chapter 1024 looks exactly like Denjiro. What's going on with that? He's like, wink, wink, Denjiro's dad.
Funny you ask.
It could happen, bro. Like, how old... Denjiro's like a young adult when Yamato is like 8, right? Because he was there at the execution platform with Odin. He was a young adult. He was old enough, but he wasn't jock Denjiro yet. If you remember, he was like younger Denjiro. He wasn't like fully an adult.
Denjiro.
Yeah, he wasn't jock Denjiro, because Denjiro was the character that honestly needed to stay behind and develop for those 20 years. Same thing with Neko and Inu. So I feel like this is possible. Like, this definitely could be Denjiro's pop-up. Samurai, do not get hungry. By the way, that is fucking insanely hard. The fact that they gave this girl, who, for all intents and purposes, like, they're liable to call this girl their enemy.
Yeah.
But they don't take any hatred or remorse out on her. They see her as she is, a child. And they give this child the food. All of it. They don't accept any of it. And they say, samurai, do not get hungry. This is what makes you love the samurai of One Piece. This is the shit that makes you love the samurai of One Piece. But I'm starving. Samurai are amazing. They really never get hungry. Eat up. You were born into quite the family, weren't you? Dude.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay,
The
this
first
motherfucker,
glimpses.
dude, this motherfucker grinning like this with like the straw like hanging out of his mouth with the bandage on it, dude. Oda, bro, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Like you're gonna give me a fucking heart attack or something. Yamato gobbles it up, eats that shit. She is starving, drip, drip, fucking crying while eating this stuff. Thank you, Samurai. I'll remember this bowl for the rest of my life. Hey, can I become a samurai? Even if I get hungry? And then for a second, this samurai almost seems to get a little bit aggressive and pulls out a sword. A hockey-cladded blade. Slice. Right through Yamato's, handcuffs. Which, honestly, bro, we don't know if those, like, are these handcuffs sea stone? You think Zoro's dad is cutting the sea stone cuffs?
That would be sick.
Or is he just cutting the chain to the cuffs?
Yeah, I was gonna say it could be that the cuffs themselves are seasoned with the chain. It's just regular like iron or something.
Yeah, that's left to the reader's imagination. In my headcanon, Zoro's dad like can use like projection hockey and he could like cut sea stone cuffs in my headcanon. That's like a good enough feat for us to give Zoro's dad without him getting too crazy, right? Like, come on. I'm definitely putting that in my headcanon. Fuck y'all. You want to be Kozuki Oden, right? And also, dude, just like before, fuck getting to the left panel. Just look at the right panel, bro. Like, why is Zoro's dad
He's just
so
chilling.
cool?
He's just chilling.
He's definitely got a chest tattoo or something. Maybe that's a bandage, but yeah, it looks like a
back
bandage.
tattoo.
Does have a back tattoo. I heard you earlier. That man captivated all of us, too. Were you his friend? Who are you, Samurai-san? Ha! How is a disgraced samurai meant to introduce himself? I'm nobody important. Hee hee. Except that, dude, you're so important. You're like
Now,
not important, but at the same time, you're so important, bro.
A cool parallel I saw people bring up about this, the whole rice thing with Yamato, is the fact that when we first got introduced to Zoro, it was a little girl giving him rice, right? Because he was starving.
Yes.
But in this, the rules are reversed. Even though it's like not exactly Zoro's dad, but it's like the samurai, like them as a whole, are giving the food to Yamato.
You just know that, like, also, like, this behavior that Zoro's dad is exhibiting right now, like, Zoro has exhibited this type of behavior multiple times in the series, and this is, like, where he gets it from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Zoro's the type of man he is because, bro, like, even though he basically grew up without his dad or probably ever knowing his parents, he still did grow up with the Shimatsukis. Like, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he still was with his family the entire time, and he didn't even know it. And in a way... So here's the thing. I'm calling it right now, okay? I'm just gonna go back to the Shimatsuki family. Shimatsuki Ushimaru is Zoro's dad. Shimatsuki Kozabaru is Zoro's dad's brother. He was the one who designed the Wado, and he was the one who designed Enma. Shimatsuki Kozabaru, probably, so it says that he illegally left from there 55 years ago, and he eventually settled down at what would become Shimatsuki Village. So, confirmed, he made his way to Shimatsuki Village, and then he had, Dylan, drum roll, he had, sorry, I'm getting it too, he had fucking Koshiro. So that means that, okay, Koshiro is Zoro's cousin, and Kuina is Zoro's niece! Koshiro, Zoro's teacher, was his cousin! People, that is crazy! Like, that is crazy! Zoro's OG sensei was his cousin, and Kuina is his niece! That
His
is
OG sensei.
crazy! Like, dude, like, the Shimatsuki family line now, like, the fact that this has been revealed is making me go apeshit, dude. It's making me go so apeshit because, like, we could clearly stipulate what kind of relationship Zoro has with these people at this point. Kuina is Zoro's dead niece! fuck, this is making me miss Quina now. I've never missed her even for a second. But now this is making me miss her. This is fucked up. This definitely means we're getting a Quina flashback scene in this arc. You know, if you asked me a couple years ago if a Quina flashback scene in Wano would be a good idea, I would tell you that it'd be corny as fuck and it's not a good idea. But now I want it so badly. So, Minatomo, the dude who fixed the door on Fuchsia Village, is a completely different person to, like, the Minatomo clone that's been seen in Wano recently.
Exactly. They're, like, twin brothers or something.
Yeah.
Oda, and one of them left on the boat that went to the East Blue 20 years ago or so, which is, I mean, not, you know, it's not said, but that's, like, the time it would have to be for Zoro to be from, you know, fucking Ushimura's son, right? Left 20 years ago, went to, like, Fuchsia Village, and then the Shimotsuki Village, and then Zoro was born somewhere, because he wasn't born in Wano. His birthplace is cited as the East Blue. So he was born somewhere and then got dropped off, or he was born in Shimotsuki Village and just lived out the rest of his life there under the care of his sensei, who just so happens to be his cousin.
Sensational. Seeing Ushimaru, like, on the pages, dude, it's just making me fucking go crazy. Like, this shit is so cool. I want to read this logbook, but there are lots of big words. Is that Odin's navigation log? They're like pogging. Dude. And so, like, now these samurai who could actually read explain what's going on to Yamato, because this bitch cannot read the big words. And they're pogging. Like, look at the fat samurai, like, looking into the pages with Yamato with their big eyes. It's, like, so wholesome. It's been 10 days, Yamato. Would your father really leave this child to die? If this keeps up, you're not going to see the battle that Odin predicted will happen in 20 years. No, when the time comes, I'll fight for Wano. Then I'll go out to sea and get much, much stronger. If that's the spirit, in that case, we can make our contribution to that future battle by ensuring your survival. After all, 20 years is a little too long for us to wait. Cha! Samurai-san, if you do this, my father will... We cannot just sit here and starve like stray dogs. We never had any intention of yielding. And bro, Zoro's father is using a two-sword style right now, basically identical to Zoro minus his third sword. It's just like... I'm gonna cry. I'm seriously like, fuck, bro, this is insane. Dylan, like, I don't... This is crazy. Like, I honestly didn't think that Zoro having a father like this would affect me this much. And, like, every single panel, everything Oda does just, like, has some form of poetic justice to it. Like, there's symbolism. Like, seeing Zoro's father's last deed is just crazy. Just seeing them take the swords and do this combo attack and break out. It's so insane. Kaido-sama!
And then they ride off to a glorious battle to the death with Kaido.
Yeah, honestly, like, they never had any intention of yielding. We're not gonna sit here and starve like stray dogs. So hard, bro. Samurai, honestly, how, like, well, bruh, the Samurai Code is so insane. I love it. I am looking up to the Samurai and pogging just like Yamato. Kaido-sama, the Samurai have broken out of Amano-Wato! Even I had people that believed in me, people that accepted me. What right did you have to steal my freedom? What right did you have to steal Wano's freedom? There are no easy answers in this world, you immature brat. And so, they both do a Thunder Bagua, and they clash, and they don't touch, and they grit their teeth. I would really like to think, because their shit is not touching explicitly, and you did mention how, like, Yamato has her back turned, but also so does Kaido. I honestly think it's like the Thunder Bagua, like, bro, I honestly think...
Kaido does not have his back turned.
In contrast to Yamato, like, they both, like, they're not really facing towards each other in a way, are they? It's really
not
weird
at
to
all.
see. It's like they're not facing towards each other, but they don't have their backs turned. It's like they're kind of looking forward and letting their clubs do the talking. But what I'd really like to say, Dylan, is like, this ending panel is meaningless if it is not Advanced Conquerors Hockey. Oda has ended every single chapter of Wano on a crazy-ass note. He would not end this chapter on something as simple as just them doing, like, an impressive hockey clash. This, for me, has to be Advanced Conquerors. I'm just gonna be deadass. I seriously feel like that is what Yamato is going to be using to keep Kaido busy. Because, as you know, that's literally the best Luffy was able to do with this type of power-up. So,
Okay.
I think
So here is another thought I have about this. Like I said, I'm not ruling this out in my mind. It's just, like I said, I'm not completely convinced that it is. I would like to wait and see. But another thought I have on this, too, is, like, obviously, Luffy just is going to have better hockey in general than Yamato, but when Luffy was hitting Kaido with those Advanced Conquerors hockey punches, like, he was, like, lifting Kaido off the ground and, like, throwing him around low-key a little bit. Like, he was pushing him around with that stuff, and, like, Kaido is just kind of charging straight forward through Yamato's, even if he is meeting with one of his
you must understand, the first time Luffy used it, the same thing happened, where it was his feet. I don't know if it was his feet or something. But, like, bro, this is just the initial.
That is right.
This is just the initial blow. This is the first time Yamato is using it. You can't expect her to be beating Kaido's ass with the first blow.
Another thing I would like to point out, too, is that Zoro was only able to do an Advanced Conqueror Hockey's attack with, like, his strongest attack he has. And, like, he gave everything he had. And then he just managed to scar Kaido. Like, I don't think Yamato's just gonna pull it out all of a sudden and be able to just smack him around. Like, she presumably not smack him around, but you know what I mean. It took everything out of Zoro to exert an attack like that.
You are really trying to argue against this, bro. Like, you need to understand that Yamato awakened her Conqueror's Hockey at 8 years old. Zoro just did it.
That is true.
Like, there's completely different context for Zoro and Yamato.
That is true.
I just think that, bro, like, you gotta understand, she is this daughter of Kaido. She was revealed literally a couple panels previous to this to have Conqueror's Hockey at 8 years old. Eustace Kid is getting advanced. Luffy's getting advanced. Yamato's getting advanced. Zoro's getting advanced. Like, bro. This is it, bro. Yamato's using Advanced Conqueror's Hockey. Like, what the fuck else could this be? That's the only thing, by the way, I imagine in her kit right now that she could actually use to stall Kaido. Because if you don't have Advanced Conqueror's Hockey, you're not doing shit to Kaido. Remember, Luffy used Red Rock, and that shocked Kaido for half a second, and then he got back up like it was nothing. The inner projection fuck you hockey is not enough.
Okay, here's my thought on it. Okay, come next chapter, right? If Yamato is not on the ground, Dunzo, because of this attack from Kaido, then I will believe much more that this is what this is. But if she is, no. That is my thought on it.
Bro, dude,
if Yamato is on the ground and out, I do not think this is Advanced Conqueror.
When you really think about it, dude, Kaido is the person who monologues oftentimes to let us know actually what's going on, so I feel like we're just going to instantly get a confirmation when we return to this fight. Kaido's probably going to tell us, like, ugh, Advanced Conqueror's Hockey. I've had enough of brats using that today. Like, he's probably going to say something like that. Like, we'll probably get a confirmation some way or another.
And on top of that, though, like, leading credence to, like, it is, that there is in the lower left, even though these things have low-key gaslit us before with, like, the whole Luffy fruit thing, but it does say a clash of Black Lightning.
That doesn't mean shit to me, though. Black Lightning happens a lot. It doesn't even need to necessarily
That is true, but it's drawing attention to it,
It is drawing attention to it, but it's a little bit weird that they're drawing attention to it.
Like I said, we have gotten gaslit by those little end-of-chapter, like, you know...
Yeah, we have.
Things.
But this one isn't even gaslighting me, it's just a bit weird, because you gotta take into account that, like, you don't need to be using Advanced Conquerors for Black Lightning to show up within a hockey clash. like, if you remember, Doflamingo and Luffy were both Conqueror's Haki users, and they used their Conqueror's Haki, and also same thing with Katakuri, and the same thing fucking happened in the Stampede movie. Like, when you push your Conqueror's Haki out at the other person and try to, like, assert your dominance, there's just gonna be a clash of, like, fucking that. And then also, just, like, high levels of armament Haki to a degree. Like, you could almost do it. Like, I swear to God, it was happening a little bit between Luffy and Katakuri.
It was happening between Luffy and Doflamingo as well.
Yeah, so, like, but Luffy and Doflamingo and Luffy and Katakuri were both using, like, Conqueror's Haki, but what I'm trying to say is, like...
No, I know what you mean.
Okay. Like, but while they were fighting, you're saying, like...
Yeah, like, it was when Doflamingo was trying to stomp in Law's head and Luffy came through with a kick.
Okay. Word. But yeah, Dylan, anything else you want to mention regarding this chapter?
No, it was sick, as all chapters are.
This one is getting a 9 out of 10. I cannot give it any higher to that.
9 out of 10.
Because it's getting that 9 out of 10 score. If we're going to be honest here, it's getting that 9 out of 10 score not because of anything Yamato's doing, but because of Zaddy. Like, if we're going to be honest with ourselves, this chapter is about Zaddy. It's not about anybody else. Like, okay, Yamato's got Conquerors. She might be using Advanced Conquerors. Like, we know that this was going to happen possibly at some point. Like, how is the daughter of Kaido not going to have Conquerors? She's fucking Kaido's daughter. So, yeah, look, this was the Zaddy chapter. This was all about Zaddy, and I have to give Zaddy a 9 out of 10. Just because of how much it emotionally moved me. It's fucking insane.
9 out of 10.
It is fucking insane. The crazy Gear 5th, like, super mega chapters is where I'm going to be saving that 9.1 to 9 to 10. I feel like I'm saving my 10 for when Luffy ascends into God mode and goes Gear 5th, or, like, does...
I'm saving my 10 for, like, the chapter Zoro becomes king, and the, like, chapter that, like, Luffy uses Gear 5th and beats Kaido or whatever. That's what I'm saving
dude,
my 10
actually,
for.
when they go into Avatar state and just decimate everybody, that's where I'm, like, saving my 10. I've been noticing a lot recently, like, I do a lot of reviews on my channel, Dylan, and I feel like it's always between a 5 and a 10. Like, I don't remember the last time I gave something below a 5.
Like, the last time I gave a One Piece chapter something below a 7.
Yeah, dude, no, like, not even One Piece chapters. Like, I review the Star Trek shit. I feel like I barely ever give it below 5, because I only review content that, like, I like. Like, I love all Star Trek content. I love all One Piece content. The only time I really dig into something and criticize it is when it's, like, not One Piece or Star Trek, because I'm always so fucking biased. I feel like I'm too nice. But yeah, I mean, well, One Piece, like, is great. It's never going to get a bad score. It's One Piece. But some Star Trek episodes I've given, like, a decent score. I probably shouldn't have given them that score. I feel like I'm a bit biased in that area. But with all that being said, Dylan, thank you so much for reviewing this chapter with me. And
of course.
I hope you're ready, because I'm definitely going to bother your ass this week about making a video with me.
That's fine.
Because this chapter has invigorated my passion for One Piece. I have, like, 1, 2, 3, 4 video ideas that I just spawned today, just with this chapter alone. So hopefully I'll get off my ass and I'll push those videos out, because I can't wait to show you and everybody else just what I have to say. And also, just happy Zaddy Day, Dylan. Happy Zaddy Day.
Happy Zaddy Day. Yes.
Happy Zaddy Day, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the stream. Thank you if you're watching this after the fact. If you're enjoying the content that you see on the channel, I would be very flattered if you just subscribe. I'm working really hard trying to get that 1,000 subbies. It is, like, literally a fucking dream of mine, so anybody who could help me get there, I'd be really super appreciative. If you enjoyed the stream, or if you're enjoying any of the content that you see on the channel, be sure to slap a like, leave a comment down below if you want to share anything with me or Dylan. If your comment is legible, I will be sure to get back to you. And with all that being said, thank you so much for being here, Dylan, again.
Of course.
And me and Dylan are going to have to see you guys in the next one. Peace!
Goodbye.